Uniball is trash episode of X's and O's podcast. I'm left out of this one.
Welcome back to the X's and O's podcast, guys. Thank you for joining us again today. Just quickly, if you haven't listened to all the other previous episodes, you know the drill. Please go back and have a listen. There's over 60 episodes for you to listen to, and a few of them are on YouTube that we've filmed as part of our trial. Also, please go and vote for the X's and O's for the Best Listener's Choice Award by the British Podcast Awards Association. And also, we've been nominated for the UK Best Sports Podcast as well, so we need all your support. Hit the link in our bio on Insta and Facebook and vote for X's and O's. In the room with me today, we've got Mr. Selenkay.
No, it goes.
We got Tinker.
Hello, friends.
And we got Snwman, Mr. International.
Come on, G.
And today we're going to talk about Uniball, really. A few of you have asked us to talk about Uniball. We haven't touched on it too much.
They feel forgotten.
Don't you? I mean, Uniball's quite an important part of the game. Essentially, a lot of people.
Is it?
They come, well, there you go. It is. I think it is personally. But
Is
yeah,
it,
there's. I do think it's important. A few people have said it's the natural stepping stone into the sport when you play from uni. I don't necessarily agree, but in my particular example, that's where I come across American football through uni, and it was it wasn't an accident. Well, it was an accident because my intention was to go play rugby, and the rugby team weren't like too local, and then I saw American football, and I was like, yeah, let me join this.
Uni's a good advertisement, but I don't know if
is it though, because is it even advertised?
Yeah, because that's where you found out about it.
Yeah, but by accident. It wasn't like it was like put out there.
Yeah.
I went to Freshers Fair, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's different now, and that's a good comparison. Like we're 2020 now, so 10 years ago, when I joined.
Yeah.
You're old.
Bruv, don't remind me.
I feel like uni is a good place to find out about American football, but whether it's integral to the development of crazy athletes like that, I'm not.
What do you mean?
Sure.
Like, so it's a good stepping stone almost, or you mean it's
But
just a good place?
It's a good introduction to American football, but that's it. Like, I don't feel like there's enough decent level coaches out there in the world to make sure that all the university programs are actually training the guys that they've got to a good standard. Exactly that. So I know some guys that have American football teams at their universities, but they're like, the coaching is trash. So why would I put myself through that or harm myself? I'd rather just be at my senior team and go to university.
That's a good point actually, because I know that nowadays anyway, not so much in the past, but players now they play seasons back to back.
Yeah,
they'll
exactly
play Uniball. Bro, don't ask me. I don't know how they.
And a lot of people have said it's too dangerous unless you're at a top standard, standard program at university. And I'm talking about the Lions, the Hearts last year were really good. Leeds have been historically really good. Sterling, sort of those sort of level of standard programs. A lot of people turn and be like, I can't be asked. I'm playing a university season. I'm getting 15 guys come to my game sometimes. Like, I'm having to play both ways. Not only am I going to get tired, I can potentially get hurt, and then you expect me to play a proper adult season after that.
It builds men, fam. I had to go through that still.
That's what I feel like. That's probably because you enjoyed playing for your university. There's some guys, like, I'm not going to lie. When I played at university,
Bradford
Bears. When I played at university, I enjoyed it, but there were some days, and Coach Nath will probably get angry at me for saying this, but there were some times, where I just felt like,
what's the point?
I'm just not that. What's the point? I'm here to make some of the coaches look good. For example,
I know exactly what you mean.
You don't care about me. You're just using me. You want me to be like. You want me to be at the games because you need me to be at the games more than I need you, sort of thing. Like. And I'm not saying Coach Nath was like that, but there were some other coaches that will message me saying, I know you were at practice. You haven't asked me why I was in that practice. Are you at the game on Sunday?
Mad.
Whoa, like
that overrides everything.
Do you know what I mean? Like I could be going through anything right now. Not why were you at practice today?
Mad.
Like Coach Nath and another coach, Coach Hanby of mine, were the only ones where like they'd take an attendance thing on a Monday before Tuesday practice and say, who's going to be at practice? If you're not there, let us know. I wouldn't say nothing or more time. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be at practice. If I'm not there, Coach Nath will message me like, yo, young blood, where were you today, man? You can't be missing practice. And then, then I'd be like, this happened, and be like, either that's an excuse or I'll be like, sorry, I hope everything's well. But there was another coach, like, messaged me, like, I was like, I didn't see you this week. I had a game tomorrow. What?
Just straight like that.
No care.
Bro,
like I'm just a toy that you can put out there. I was like, nah.
What team is this?
Bradford Bears.
Bradford Bears up north.
That's how they
So
roll up
sidebar,
in
we are
Bradford.
talking about northern football right now.
Talking about Northern
So you
football,
can leave us alone in the comments. This is a northern.
This buys us
football
another 2
discussion.
weeks.
There we go. Yeah.
That's kind of mad. Like for me, yeah. So I played for Brighton. So it's kind of weird with the Brighton setup because I think before I got there, it was one team. The Brighton.
Bro, it's 2 unis, isn't it? Yeah.
So Brighton and Sussex were 2 unis, but they were one team.
Yeah.
Then they split. I can't remember. I might be getting this wrong. So like the Brighton Panthers or Snwman.
I think a rule came in whereby
there
you
was
can't
like,
represent another university. Whereas before you could play for any uni.
That's right, because like Bish and like Romain and all them guys that I used to look up to who I played with for not too long, they used to tell me it used to be, I can't remember what it used to be called, but it was one, right?
Yeah.
Then they split and Brighton Tsunami became Brighton Tsunami and Sussex didn't have a team.
Yeah.
So when I joined Brighton, I don't think were they. Do you know what? I can't even remember. Were we that great? Eventually we were all right. We made up. We got it into we were in Div 2, went up to Div 1, got to the quarterfinals, and then we got knocked out by, who did you mention?
Immortals.
Yeah,
Wait, where did you play?
I played
Brighton
for
Tsunami.
Yes,
I remember. We played you
lot.
lot.
In the playoffs. So anyway, like my uni experience. So bearing in mind, I joined when I was 18. I hadn't played the game before, but I'd come from rugby, so I had the physical side, the speed, all that sort of stuff. And like for me, I think my career has been progressive. I say career, as in I feel like I've gotten better every year I've played the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I think I've mentioned it before. Never had the greatest coach at uni at all.
Yeah.
Never had a positional coach until I got to Kent, which is kind of mind blowing. But I think it tells
That's
you a
what
lot.
I'm trying to tell you,
It
though.
tells you a lot. You're right. Actually.
See,
it tells you a lot about.
it's a good
the
advertisement,
game. But it's different because certain. Like when we got into the playoffs, it's only when I was around, the Hertfordshire Hurricanes, bro. They were just
they were
Hertfordshire
too good at
Hurricanes,
one point.
Portsmouth,
Loughborough at the time,
Loughborough Aces, not
Loughborough
students.
Aces, yeah.
Loughborough Aces
Loughborough
were
Aces,
up there.
Yeah.
There was a few other teams, but bruv, they were like the team. Those teams, like whenever we played Hertfordshire, it was just a walkover. There was no point. There was 50 burgers because
there were men
time
at those times. Yeah, I remember because I didn't know about American football until like I didn't care or look into American football until about second year, and I remember like just double coverage was about at the time, and I was just reading up on all of these big players, and these are the reason why those universities are so well is because somehow, some way, they managed to tap into that market of kids that started playing American football around like Danny Tinker's age. That they went to those universities because they wanted to, not for their degree.
No,
don't get me wrong. The degree was there, but they went to those universities because they wanted to play American football.
That's a good point, because if I was going to go to, like when I was looking at unis in 2012, like I said on a past podcast, the units I was looking at in the UK, it was Portsmouth Destroyer. It was University of Portsmouth, Hertfordshire, Loughborough, because these are the teams that were good. Like Portsmouth won the 2011 national championship. Yeah. So I remember that was Rush Hewitt is actually the head coach then.
Wow. And
one of the old Exiles players, Fowler, an American guy, he was their running back. And I remember like looking at those teams, I was thinking, oh wow, that's a serious program. Like if I'm going to go uni, if I know for a fact I'm going to keep playing this sport. So if I go to uni in this country, I want to go somewhere where there's a decent team, a good setup. I don't want to go to any team and just lose all the games and have no one committed to the sport. You want to go somewhere that's committed, you know, where the guys are going to be committed. Like today, you'd have Sterling, Birmingham Lions, places like that.
And I can see the angle because I remember in my last year at Bradford, when I went to do a master's, I wanted to leave Bradford actually to go to a top university. To play American football. Okay, so yes, the masters is there, but I wanted primarily to play American football at a high level because I remember in my last year we got to the playoffs, lost to Durham, and I'll never
Durham Saints, they were
Durham
sick.
Saints, they were good,
sick,
and because they had two Americans. I remember this game very clearly because,
they were paying them.
I don't think they were paying them. I wouldn't know though. I wouldn't know. But I'll never forget this game simply because I keep telling my coach that I still speak to, Coach Nath, he's been on the podcast before, about this all the time, whereby there was a guy, I want to say his name, but I won't. I want to say his name so badly, but I won't.
Why not?
Because he listens to this podcast.
We can censor it later if you want.
I don't want to think I'm bashing him. But there was a guy who was a player coach, and he took me off. Yeah, so the last play of the game.
Narrowing it down.
Last play of the game. I was playing corner. I moved to safety halfway through the game because they had a running back and a receiver that just kept getting open, and I was probably one of the best tacklers on the team. So I was playing safety, and then this player coach took me off safety, put in a guy that plays safety as well, but in my opinion, I was better than him, but he'd been playing the game for longer than me. So he put him in, And then he also put in a wide receiver at safety as well. So there's this guy that plays safety, he's good.
So put a speedster to try it.
Not sure hands in it, just a wide receiver. I don't know why. I'm semi new to the sport. Yeah. He's put 2 experienced guys in. Last play of the game, their QBs bombed it, and then the guy that plays receiver, this guy even taught me the game, goes up for it, goes through his hands,
through the diamond,
and lands into a wide receiver's hands. He runs it in for a touchdown. We lose the game.
Wow,
that
you
day,
felt that pain, boy.
I was like, what playoff game?
Wow,
we had bro. Bradford Bears playing Durham.
If he had caught that. What
game done.
Oh, okay.
Game done.
Right.
Game done.
That's all it takes for you to just lose interest in the team. Maybe even the sport.
That's all it took. That's all it took. I was like, I can't play it.
What's the point?
Because I knew that, and this is the thing with university. All our ballers were going. All the guys that I was playing with are going. I was like, I can't do this. But I did. I gave them another year. To be fair, I just stay for the MVPs, man. I don't care if you heard his name. I stay for the MVPs, man. I got bare trophies that season, man.
Hold on, though. But you mentioned something about like leaving, and this was the scenario for us as well. Bearing in mind we were in Div 2, went up to Div 1. And again, we got knocked out in the quarterfinals by the Imperials, I think. We had a kick return to the house. It was a close game, but it was silly mistakes.
Yeah.
But so we made it into Div 1, and we were going to obviously go into the Prem, but like you, a lot of us are third years.
Yeah.
Like I had gone placement and come back.
Wow.
So this is technically my 4th year because I had a year working. Yeah. But I come back and we had a sick team. Like all the guys I started with.
Yeah.
Imagine
still here now.
Everyone's
a baller now. Yeah.
So I think we went bro, I got my t-shirt at home. We went undefeated 8 in a regular season.
Yeah.
Which I don't think had been done. We topped one of the records we broke for the team. We had a sick team. Because I remember that pre-season, anyone that was at Tsunami, like Matkins, Giles, T-Bar, the Warriors, like all them guys that were there to get Bish at the Blitz, like we were all there, right? I know Bish wasn't there at this point, but still, that pre-season was the worst pre-season of my entire life.
Why?
Because, bruv, it was all in the hail, snow, rain. This is Brighton by the sea, so it's always cold for one. But, bruv, it was nuts. I remember it was hailing it, like chunky hailstones that are cutting your skin, bruv. And we were there doing, I forgot what we called them. We were doing like, I think we called them tsunamis, just like a drill of like exercises. Have you been to the Falmouth pitch in Brighton?
Yeah,
sick pitch. We were training. I remember getting in my car. My whole seat was wet. Like I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, and that's the season where we balled out,
bro.
Oh my god! But
I've played in something we call a snowball. 6 inches of snow. I've done it twice. Listen, you know them times you wake up here and you can see it snowing outside. They're thinking the game's gonna get called off. But we had one guy on the sort of coaches / he's just a member of staff. He was so sick. His name is Niven. The guy, he's a referee now. Just loves the sport. One of those guys that didn't really get into it as a player, but just loves the sport. I love guys like that. Yeah. So he was like game management. The guy marked up the pitch. I was thinking, we've got a game. Yeah, in the snow.
Wow.
I was like, we've got a game. Like, coaches, are you sure? They were like, yeah.
Who was you playing? Do you remember?
I can't. No, probably Leeds. Might have been Leeds, I think.
Yeah, see, this is up north, innit? So you'll get that.
Yeah.
There's one team you lot are messing them up, bro. The Westminster Dragons, fam. Yeah.
Are they relatively?
That's where I played, didn't it? And obviously,
who was your head coach at the time?
That wasn't Duncan Burford from Blitz.
He was the second year. Yeah, he was our second year coach.
Shout
Coach Duncan, man. That's my guy.
Listen,
Coach D, he knows about this, innit? Like, that's my guy, innit?
Who listens to this, you know?
Harrison as a
we
coach.
did.
See,
we
so
did. He was a Brighton Tsunami coach, right? Yeah, I remember when he moved to us.
I remember playing you. I don't know if you might.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I remember you lot had some. Hench you, like he was big. I don't know where he was. He was just big, bro. And I remember just being battered that day, and I was like, "Who is this you?" Yeah.
I'll tell you who it was. It was a Mecca, number 99.
Yeah.
Listen, that guy. I don't think he plays anymore, but there was two, like, I want to say clear stand-up ballers that we had in our team.
Listen, you man, I'm telling you, I've never been thrown about like that. Yeah.
If I can find footage, he is a guy that. Let me tell you right now, if he
international, is he like?
No, he's a Nigerian guy. Like
someone needs to sign him up, boy.
He was just big.
He went to the Warriors, but I don't know how long he stayed there for. He went to the Warriors early. This is before I even knew about senior teams. When I was still at uni. Sorry to cut you off, friends, but you just jogged my memory, bro. So 99, he wore 99. His name was Emeka. He was like what, 6 foot. Something mad. He was tall, bruv. Tall but big as well. Like, and he was strong.
Bro, up until these times, I was just finding myself in it. Yeah. So I was like, starting to get to a point. I was like, actually, I'm big. Like, I'm throwing people about. So I've gone into the game thinking, then I played this guy, and it made me reevaluate myself. I was like, listen,
this is home or away?
Yeah, he got Bro, I think we were at home, so Brighton came to us, bro.
Yeah.
Brighton came to us. Yeah. They had them blue uniforms and that.
That's it, yeah,
but,
blue uniforms, yeah.
Fam, Westminster, some of the best memories, bro. I remember...
Your kits are trash, though, man. Oh, my
Black and yellow, man. Don't hate, innit? Listen. But I remember the first year, like, when we first started playing, there was no football team there, innit? So we were the first team.
That's what I'm saying.
We were the first time.
New team.
Yeah, we were literally the first year, like, the team had ever been created at Westminster. And that year, we didn't even... I'm Freshers Fair, bro. Freshers Fair, fam. I've been Freshers Fair. I'm like, oh, bro, what? These man got American football.
Yeah.
I said, let me try it. Bear in mind, I'd gone to University of Portsmouth, actually, for my first year.
Okay.
When I was down there. And then, obviously,
certain
circumstances, I'm like, listen, I'm coming back to London.
Yeah.
And first year, we didn't even do too good. And then second year, we had Coach Duncan, bro. And I'm telling you, that's when the real Westminster Dragons were born. Shout out Coach Duncan. Shout out Dean. Shout out Grant. Shout out Mateus. Shout out everyone. Bro, listen, there was like 14 of us, yeah? And Britball will know this, innit? If they want to remember, yeah? 14 of us went and played bare teams, bro. But one of my most memorable games, we played Brunel, yeah? These man were one of the best teams in the
Brunel
they're still good now.
Brunel Burners, bro.
They're still good now.
They had 53 man on the roster that day. I remember we pulled up for 14 guys, bro. Yeah, there was a article and double coverage about it, bro. When they used to do that, they talk about the games afterwards and that, bro. Shout out all the man, all the people that I missed. 14 guys playing both ways against a team that was much better than us. And what did we do, bro? Matter of fact, they weren't better than us. We crushed them, bro.
14, bro.
Yeah, 14 guys playing both ways.
I'm not gonna lie
bro.
to you. I would feel so defeated.
Demoralized, everything.
If I was part of that team, player or coach, I feel what? And don't get me wrong, 14 guys is more than enough, but in that position, you should be able to find a way to make sure your 53 guys
beat us, innit? And I remember us honestly thinking that day, that game, listen, like, even the coach was like, no, listen, you guys got to believe in yourselves.
Mad.
There's 14 of you lot, like, you lot can do it. And we were just thinking, well, what's he talking about? But we just went out and...
You know what that is? That's a prime example of when, when coaches always say, I'd rather have 14 guys that
are that's on it.
This. Yeah, that's
we want some Spartan stuff, bro. I didn't want to say it. We want some 300
When you hear that, you sort of think, oh yeah,
sure.
But in this case, was that the same when you played Brighton? The 40 low numbers.
We always had low numbers, bro. We're a new team, innit? So we always had low numbers, man.
I don't know if you beat us, but I remember that game. But the guy you're talking about is Emeka, the end. And like I said, whilst I was still at uni, he was with the Warriors. I don't know at what point he went, because I think Tebow, Bradley McManus, he's with the...
He's the Warriors now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's at the Warriors. So I don't know if that was the connection, because Bradley himself actually went to go play in Australia with another guy and then come back. So I don't know if that was the connection for Emeka going to, but he played D-line, and that's definitely who you're talking about. I don't think he plays anymore, but if there's anyone that I think could have gone and made it kind of like Efe, I'm telling you for a fact, he would have been that guy. Like,
flipping. Some people are just genetically
there were a couple of mad germs in Uniball, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, but then at the same time, you look at the teams who, prime example, Hertfordshire, obviously they got relegated. Like,
they've been relegated now.
They've been relegated, right? But when we were playing 10 years ago, you would never dream in your life of saying that Hertfordshire. You would never dream of it. I don't know what it was, the kit colour change. There's
loads of things, and we mentioned it before. One of the biggest things is just the turnaround of players, man.
Yeah, but they always kept theirs. Those sort of teams, always, like you said, they attracted the athletes. I heard about athletes wanting to go to these teams, like you said, purely for playing American football. Loughborough, Durham, Hertfordshire, even Portsmouth. Yeah,
but then some universities have come out the woodwork, started offering sponsorships, and then you start thinking, ooh, okay then.
Yeah, if you're going to
naturally, a pool of them just migrate. So if they've got Americans over there, they're most likely to win.
I'm going to start migrating over there. What was the team? Was it Coventry? What happened? No.
What was the Durham team with the Leicester Falcons thing?
I don't know if it was that. There was
with the scholarships.
Derby.
No, there was a uni. I might be wrong, but there was a uni team thing, right? You were saying where a lot of the players went from one uni team to the other because they started offering
scholarships.
Oh, it's gonna really bother me. I don't remember who it was, but it's similar to that.
Yeah.
I remember at the time there was this big hoo-ha because bare guys went from one uni team to another because of this particular thing. They like abandoned their team basically. But if you look at historically, like all the better teams, the only like Loughborough is still decent, I believe.
They're okay. Let me have a
Loughborough
look.
students, sorry.
Loughborough students. I don't think Loughborough students are in Prem anymore though.
D1.
Yeah, Loughborough and D1 now. Yeah.
Then you got Hertfordshire, who have obviously been relegated. But I think it's for the teams that have managed to stay up there and continue to, like Brunel was still alright. I think Brunel have been like
Div 1
consistent. Brunel was one of the teams that were obviously good.
Who's actually in the Prem then?
So in Prem South, you've got as it stands.
Start with the North, just in case.
Yeah, I'll start with the North. And I'm saying it as it stands because no one's officially been relegated or promoted yet. So North, you've got Cov Jets, Durham Saints, Leeds Beckett, Nottingham Gold and Sterling Klansman. All really solid outfits.
Sterling. Listen.
My first ever game was against Sterling.
Yeah.
Listen, Sterling, different breed. Them man play football.
And they train like grown. Well, they are grown men. They train like grown men.
100%.
But then Prem South, you've got Birmingham Lions. Really good organisation, man. Really good organisation. Hearts, Hurricanes, East Anglia Pirates. So I know they're good, but
UEA Pirates. I remember them.
I know they're good, but they're one of those teams that are just always going to be up on the round. So I respect that. Swansea Titans, who I've heard some really good things about.
Yeah, Swansea actually, one of my boys that I played back in Dusseldorf with, Ike Azuma, he played over there. Them man, the green and white stripes.
Green and white,
yeah.
Then you've got UE Bullets who've got a truckload of.
They've got two teams now, innit?
They've got two teams, yeah. One
Bullets and what's that one?
Pellets.
Bullets and Pellets.
Yeah, I thought that was a nickname first, but yeah.
Okay. And that's the South, yeah?
Yeah. Apparently, I remember, was it someone from UE Bullets? Apparently, one of the Americans come out and made a picture and put on his Instagram saying, please, please tell us that we've won.
Confirmed.
Huh?
So who won then?
Nothing. No final was played because obviously.
So how would the man then posting up?
I think he was trying to show off to his friends back in the States. In my opinion,
bro, that's mad.
Can you imagine? Like nothing has officially been. Were they atop the table at the time?
I can't remember. It was between them and Birmingham.
But I mean, at the same time, what if they were the top of the table and
of South though, not of North, of South?
Yeah. Oh, just of South.
Just of South. Yeah.
Oh, didn't they both lose to Filton?
Did you play Filton?
I know Filton beat the Lions. I don't know if they played.
Yo, how are these uni teams with grown man losing to Filton? Like, how old are the guys at Filton?
Listen, man.
Listen. Come on, you've played Bristol, man. You know how well organised.
I know, but
they beat the O's, man.
Remy, think about it.
What?
Unity.
I don't see why you're taking shots right now, but
I'm just saying.
Unity.
Oh wait, Aztecs. Okay, I'm talking pride.
Can practice like they practice. I think I had Tuesday practice, and that was it. I think during the week, and then you have your games, isn't it? Bearing in mind, if you get people even turning up to training at uni, because not everyone takes it seriously like that, especially if you're like
that's
uni,
the thing,
where it's respected, isn't it? Like if you don't really, if your uni's not known as one of them top 10 ones, it's not really like you're not really about that. So if you're going to compare to someone like Filton, who do it day in, day out, there's no competition.
Looking at the Bucks versus Filton score lines, looking at all of them, I can't lie. Filton are the national champions. I can't lie. you lot call Filton daddy. Like,
but like, I want to know in terms of the step up, because again, I think a few people made comments on some of our live stories recently about how important it is for uni players to make as if uni players make up the bulk of moving into Britball. Like, would you agree or disagree with that?
They make up the bulk of teams, in my opinion, in D2, potentially D1. And don't get me wrong, I think a big sum make up the teams in the Prem, but only after they've sort of found themselves as a player.
Right.
So
that makes sense. I think I know
for me personally, the jump from uni, especially after 1 or 2 years, to playing for an established Prem side at senior ball, I think that's quite big. I think it's quite a jump. But once you've established yourself on any team in university, once you're a starter or you understand the game, well, I think you can easily play Prem over here.
And I think it depends as well on the individual athlete. Sometimes it takes guys longer to develop athletically.
Yeah.
Some of them might have only just started playing when, like for me, I started at 17. Like, there was no way that when I moved up to adult, I was going to be a starter. I could have been if I'd have practiced properly, but a lot of these guys, they need to actually get in the gym, get a real workout thing, get a good routine, put in their 10,000 hours before they can move up. Because there's some guys that could definitely, like the Britball level, obviously Warriors, Blitz, whatever, it's high. But a lot of guys can, like, they can finish their under-19 season and then go and start for the adult team.
I think you're right.
The gap, it depends team to team, but easily the kids that are youth and junior level can move to any uni team.
I think more so now than before as well, because I think people are the back-to-back seasons, but I think people that take it seriously, again, they go to the better teams. It's mad because you will have them going, even if it's further away, will go to the better uni teams because they know where it could help them get to.
I
in the future. But like you just said something about finding yourself. I remember, now that I think about it, and I said it earlier, my first year, I think I played receiver, and I injured my groin. I missed half the season. Then I realised that's the position I didn't want to play. But I don't think I really found myself until towards maybe even my last season.
Yeah.
I feel like I was there, but you know when you're just playing for the sake
that's it. You're playing.
I wasn't like
you don't know that you're running back.
Yeah,
you're taking a rock and you're running it, but you don't know you're running back.
Yeah, and that's I put that down a lot to coaching as well. Like the whole philosophy, it wasn't really like this is American football. I didn't really read the game at all or nothing like that until literally my last season. And then when I obviously got to Kent and then went from there.
Yeah, because I remember when you first came to Kent, because I moved the season you joined Kent was the season I moved up from the junior level. Oh, so you wanted to play linebacker. You wanted to play linebacker, and we didn't have any running backs. And then there was that uni team that was meant to have a playoff game on the field next to us when we were practicing. So they meant to have a playoff game.
Yeah.
And the other team didn't turn up.
That was Greenwich, no?
I think so.
It might have been Greenwich.
It might have been, because we did a full practice session and then whooped them. Yeah. And we needed a running back, and they were like, oh, we don't really have one. And I remember the talk on the chat after was like, oh, we had someone of the new linebackers went in and played running back, and it was sick.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think that must have been when you found. Okay.
This is the thing, because at the end of my uni season, like at uni, I played receiver, fullback, and basically like a hybrid between running back and tight end ish. Yeah. And at the end of my last season, I had a few practices at linebacker because the season was kind of done. I think we were at the playoffs. I was like, I'm just gonna have some fun now because it was too serious. So when I came to Kent, I was like, I'm gonna stick with linebacker because I like the idea of like hitting people. Yeah. Then once coaches like, we need someone to run this drill, and I got the ball in my hands, I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm
done now.
But I just wonder, like, for example, if we were to, not that this is ever going to happen, hypothetically, if there was no Uniball, would Brickwall still be what it is?
Yes, because there'd still be a Prem. I don't know if there'd be a
You think there'd still be
I think there'll still be a Prem. 100%. 100%.
And it wouldn't be untouched.
And I don't think the Prem will be touched. I think in fact the Prem will probably even be better because because the sport will be just taken more seriously now, So, but I think again, that's why I say I think Uniball is a good advertisement because it gets people into the sport. It just doesn't develop them at the pace that we need them to be developed at. The lower levels. But when you're at a Prem team, because you've got some serious coaches at some of the Prem teams, and I think that's where you sort of develop and you can.
Sorry, man. Shout out Kingston Cougars.
They're Div 2 now, though.
Are they Div 2 now?
Yeah, they're Div 2. But they
back when we used to play, them man were good.
The amount of gems that come out of some of these programs.
I was just going to say, literally, like, and I think this is what we kind of, like, you've got players, like, almost individual players or a handful of players that you can see they're talented.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll even go from one uni team to another for that sake. Yeah. And then when they get to, it's like guys that are playing both ways now, there are some gems that are playing in Prem now. But when they go to the uni team, their uni team is kind of trash almost. So it's like, I'm wasting my time here. I'm just like sacrificing them for no reason. Like it's kind of mad when you think about it, because it's not the general consensus that too many people are good enough to host. How do I put it? You don't always have, apart from teams like Bullets are different because they got quite a few Americans, etc. But apart from back in the day, I don't think it's the same now where you've got a whole team complete full of good athletes. On a Bucks
university.
Bullets have homegrown talent as well, though. They've got the pride coaches there as well.
And what you're saying happens, but it happens mainly at Prem teams and Div 1 teams, whereas anything under the top tier Div 1 teams and the Prem teams, you're looking at players playing both ways, man, because sadly the talent is not enough for you to make sure that you have 11 individuals on both defense and offense. So
plus they need to get rid of that. Sorry, man. Just some old memories coming back. So I remember we were about to make the playoffs, and then Kent and this other Wasteman team both decided to agree to a draw so that we wouldn't make the friggin' playoffs, bro.
I heard about
that. That was the year.
Team,
as in university team. I think it was Kent Falcons. I heard about that. And whatever. And both of them agreed to a draw so that we wouldn't make the friggin' playoffs.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Waste. Whoever.
If anyone remembers that, can you get
Coach Duncan feels my pain, innit? Like, it was so peak, bro. We worked so hard to get where we were. That was the year that
I heard about that, and because one of them knew that they were going to lose the other one, they were like,
they knew none of them could do it.
I thought this year I saw something about the last season just gone. There was like a number of fixtures that were ruled as a draw or a 1 or a 1-1 or a walkover because the home team didn't submit the score.
Yeah, on time. So imagine the team that's now gone hard actually worked for the win.
I think
gets the win taken away because the losing team couldn't be bothered to put in the score. And then the governing body don't do
that. I think before we got to wrap up, but I think what this is highlighted is I think we need to invest a lot more time in Bucks because it seems like there's a lot to be discussed. Because I remember that. There's a lot of bits to be there's a lot of bits to be spoken about because I remember the awarding 1 points and walkovers for people who didn't submit their scores on time. Like, I don't understand what that's about. Like, it doesn't really set a good precedent, does it?
How many people are there? Like, there's like 100+ people at each game.
Literally, so I don't know, but I'm with you. I heard about that, but we'll wrap it up there because we got to cut short. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already listened to all our other episodes, watch some of the videos on the Insta and the YouTube. We've got loads more content coming, especially the Insider series now where we're looking at Brickball as well now.
Come on.
Yeah, tune in to all the other episodes. If you haven't already, please vote for us. Go to our Insta or Facebook, hit the link in the bio and register for us and vote. And it goes a long way, man. We really need your support because at the end of the day, we could make some loud noise for Brickball. So
peace.
Keep it locked and we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace. You live in a 5-star hotels now.